After I was born, my mom got depressed. Why? She and my dad had stable government jobs with flexible hours and maternity leave, and I was a perfectly normal, healthy baby boy. 15% of women in the United States will become clinically depressed within 3 months of giving birth. In Italy, 38%. But in Malaysia, that number is only 4%. And in Singapore, 0.5%. So what makes the difference? Well, in countries like Malaysia and Singapore, it's much more common for the extended family to live close to each other or even in the same household, and for the whole family to share in the responsibility of raising a child. My grandmother, who was my mom's most trusted source of support, had developed Alzheimer's and no longer recognized my mom by the time I was born. And we now know from decades of research that a strong social support network is one of the best protective factors against postpartum depression. When I first started studying depression, I assumed it was a disorder, a breakdown in normal psychological functioning. But evolutionary psychologists have proposed that it's not a disorder, it's an adaptation, that anyone can get depressed under the right circumstances. One model compares depression to a labor strike. Just as workers strike to negotiate fairer contracts with their employers, people whose close relationships are unfair or exploitative might get depressed to signal that they need more support from their spouse, family, or friends. But that's a risky strategy. Just like people who go on strike are at high risk of being laid off, people who get depressed often suffer through bitter conflicts in their relationships and tend to get divorced at high rates. We also have no idea what kind of person might gain the most social support from being depressed, and over what time frame that might operate. Days? Months? I wanted to investigate these ideas more systematically by measuring depressive symptoms and support received from a spouse repeatedly over time. Social support takes many forms, but the kind I'm most ultimately interested in are the tangible acts of assistance like washing dishes, buying groceries, or preparing a meal. Things that make a measurable difference in another person's life circumstances by saving them time and energy. The problem was, I had no good way of measuring this. I needed an instrument that could tell me about objective instances of support reliably enough to be used in complex modeling. So here's my plan. I'm writing hundreds of items like these, and pretty soon I'll give them to a sample of about 300 married people. Based on their responses, I can narrow that questionnaire down to the couple dozen or so items that tell me the most about overall tangible support. From there, I'll give that finished questionnaire to another sample of about 300 people, who will verify that this scale measures what I want it to measure in multiple groups of people. Hopefully, researchers can use the questionnaire I develop to learn a little bit more about the social causes of depression so that we can better prevent and treat it in people like my mom. Thank you.
Well, I have a feeling you're going to be a very supportive spouse, Ryan. Ryan's getting married in June. So what does your fiance have to say about your research?
She's here somewhere, so you could probably, yeah, there she is.
Lucky gal, you're a lucky gal.
She is very supportive of my research. I think she thinks I'm doing a good job. You know, she can, yeah.
And pretty soon you'll be able to sample yourselves as part of your married couple sample.
Take our questionnaire.
Congratulations on that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.